the Curious Owl here, and this week's tag is going to be doing the reread, rewrite, or burn book tag. This tag is similar to things like the Rip It or Ship It tag and the Kiss, Marry, Kill tag, which are both really, really fun. I haven't done the Kiss, Marry, Kill tag yet, but I do plan on doing it some point in the future. But I did do the Rip It or Ship It tag several weeks ago, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was super fun to do, and came up with some interesting combinations. So what I have is I have 15 different things in here, so we're going to go through 5 rounds of this, as I really didn't have a lot of series and books that I had read that would, I think, make this interesting. I have a couple standalones. I have mostly series involved with this, though, because I feel like there's a lot of series that I have some opinions on that I would be interested in sharing with you guys. So without further ado, let's get to the first round. So the first round, we have The Immortals by Alison Noel, Alex Cross by James Patterson, and The Michigan and American Chillers by Jonathan Rand. This one's really difficult because I know what I would do for my rewrite, but I don't know whether or not the other two, like which one I would rather burn, because both of them are really, really good series, and I remember having so many good things about them. But I think if I had to go with anything, I would reread the Immortals series by Alison Noel, as it was one of my first supernatural involved stories when I was in high school. It was one of the stories that kind of got me into something like Beautiful Creatures. I would rewrite Alex Cross because there are some books that I really don't like, and I haven't exactly finished the series, but I do know of at least one book that I would rewrite because I did not like how it was written. It's one of my least favorite of the series, but like I said, I haven't finished the series, so I can't really say whether or not, I would reread the entire thing. And finally, I would burn the Michigan and American Chillers books by Jonathan Rand. That actually hurts me to say because those books were like my entire childhood. I loved those books so much. I don't think I would actually ever burn them. If I was forced to, I would not actually burn them. But for the purpose of this tag, they would most likely be the ones that would be tossed out. Round 2, we have the Beautiful Creature series by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll, the Night World series by L.J. Smith, and the Kiss by an Angel series by Elizabeth Chandler. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm not going to say reread for Beautiful Creatures because I'm currently in a reread of that, which you all can go check out those reviews for that and see my progress. I think I would reread the Kiss by an Angel series because I really love that series so much. It was, again, another supernatural series that really got me involved with supernatural writing, and that story warms my heart so much every time I even think about it, so I would definitely reread that. I think I would rewrite Beautiful Creatures because there actually are there is a novella in this series that I'm kind of wishing would have been done a different way. I even expressed it in the review of it, the novella Dream Dark. I really think that there was something that could have been done better for that novella to make it even more important in the series as opposed to the way that it was written, so I would rewrite that one. And then I would burn the Night World series by L.J. Smith because although I really do like it a lot, I think it is on more towards the bottom of my supernatural list because I just felt that all of the small novels, I wish they would have been all kind of cohesive, much more cohesive than they actually were. Round 3 consists of the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson. So I'm pretty sure, this one's really difficult because all 3 of these are really good in their own ways, but there are things I would want to change. I definitely don't want to burn any of them, honestly, except there is one thing in the Maximum Ride series I do want to burn, so I will count this as my burn, but it's only because there's one book I really do not like, and it is the final book in the series. I think that the final book that came in the series is stupid because the second to last book ended on a really great note, and I don't really think there needed to be another book added onto it, so I absolutely refused to read the last book of all of them. But it's possible I will actually do a reread, but more than likely this is the one that comes close to burning. I would reread The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas because it is one of my more favorite contemporaries. It was actually one of the first contemporaries that really got me into reading contemporaries, I think, because I realized that, there's a lot of importance, especially in YA contemporaries, that needs to be addressed, and how essentially contemporaries can really be used to push important societal things that are either really, really bad or really need to be looked at because of the problems that they cause. So this really did a lot for me, and so I would definitely reread it to maybe get some inspiration for what can I possibly do to help with other contemporaries coming up to put out that same kind of message. And then finally, I would rewrite the Harry Potter series. My biggest gripe with this book is that I think that Dumbledore could have told Harry a bunch of things after essentially the events of the Sorcerer's Stone, because if he had faced Voldemort for the first time since he was an infant, I think he has the right to know everything that's being involved, and then that way there would have been so many things that would have happened later that wouldn't have happened. So we have, for round 4, the Ember and the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir, the Legend series by Marie Lu, and the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Kane. Oh no. Oh god, no. Okay. Oh, this is really, really hard. Oh no. I'm gonna say Reread and Ember and the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir because I love this series so much. I haven't read the 3rd book yet that just got released in June, but I do plan on reading it soon. But the first 2 books I really, really loved, and I would love to reread them, you know, a year or 2 down the line because I just love their stories so much, and I think that their stories are really gonna be what sticks with me the most. I would rewrite some of the Morganville Vampires books. I think that there's some things in that series that could be redone, but honestly, I think I would have to reread the series to find those things that could be rewritten, because the last book that I read in that series, I think I finished like before I graduated high school. So it definitely has been a long time since I've read those books. So I think in order to rewrite it, I have to reread it. And then sadly, I would have to burn Legend by Marie Lu. I really don't want to, but in the grand scheme of things, this comes as third between these 3 stories, and so because of that, it has to be burned. But I honestly, just like I wouldn't actually literally burn the Michigan American Chiller series, I wouldn't actually burn the Legend series. And the final round is between the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead, the Thirst series by Christopher Pike, and the Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien. Oh no, this one's hard. There are 2 things in here I would definitely rewrite. I would reread the Vampire Academy series because I really, really like that series, and I have not finished it. I read, I think, the first 3 or 4 books in the series. I can't remember which one I ended off with. I would rewrite the Lord of the Rings series by J.R.R. Tolkien because there are so many scenes in that book that take 5 pages to talk about a tree, and I think it could all just be cut. There's so many things in that book I think that could be cut out that is absolutely stupid, and I would also rewrite it to build in more of the relationship between Aragorn and Arwen, because in the movies it was really well built, but the books only say they had like a flirtationship, and then at the very end they get married, and there's no in between there. So I would rewrite it also to be able to build that relationship a little bit more, if at all possible. So that leaves Thirst to be burned, Christopher Pike's Thirst. So I do like this series a lot and would actually reread it in the future, but I think in particular I would burn the final book in that series because it made no absolute sense. I could not understand how things happened because it kind of, the last 2 books basically took this weird, like, time travel, sci-fi turn, and then at the very end of the series, she gets placed on a spaceship, and she's taken off, and I don't know what the hell any of that was for, so I would burn that last book, and then probably rewrite it then to make something that makes more sense. So there you guys go. Those are all of the books that I would reread, rewrite, or burn. And don't take any of this really seriously. I have no harsh feelings for really any of these books. There's just some things that, especially the ones that I would burn, there's some things I have some problems with that I think need to be looked at. And a lot of them I have to be able to actually reread to get better thoughts on, because many of these series that I included in this video are series I have not read for several years. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys!